Thank you for joining us. You're watching a career success video from Computer Coach. Computer Coach is a Tampa-based computer training center specializing in helping IT and business professionals add on the skills they need to reach their desired career goals. If you are job searching, in transition, or are looking for guidance, please feel free to reach out to us at www.computercoach.com. Now, let's get started.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I am Danielle Ori. I'm the Director of Career Services here at Computer Coach, and I'm so happy to have you with us today. Here to give you a brief overview first of Computer Coach and what we're all about, which is to help you and others excel in the world of IT and business careers. We're dedicated to empowering individuals and organizations through comprehensive IT training courses, and we offer a variety of courses in 5 key areas. That's coding, cybersecurity, infrastructure, data, and a variety of business topics. Those tech adjacent topics like project management and business analysis, digital marketing, things like that. And with Computer Coach, you're not just gaining knowledge, but you're joining a community. We're part of a community right now with this wonderful live webinar that I can't wait for us to get started. We have a group of passionate learners and industry experts that are committed to your success, whether you're an aspiring IT professional, a career changer, or looking to upskill and enhance your current career. Computer Coach is here to support that journey. So if you're interested in a free career strategy session, please reach out. Don't hesitate. I'll make sure I put my information in the chat so that you can follow up with us. And don't forget to add your LinkedIn in the chat so we're networking with one another and making those connections and optimizing our time together. So without further ado, I am excited to welcome Ms. Christy Howard, our confidence coach today, who's going to talk about unlocking our potential. So turn it over to Christy. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here. Been a long time since I did a PowerPoint, so I really had to dig into it. And I'm a free-for-all talker. I don't follow scripts, but I have bullet points to go into it. So I'm a heartfelt confidence coach because I am about empathy and your well-being. When we're going through life, we are very hard on ourselves. So mastering your journey, I'm going to guide you into about your confidence. Because your journey begins when you start to see what you have had hidden inside you, which has always been there. We've just always hid it. We've always given our power to other people for the affirmations. And, we don't ever really feel that we're worthy enough to handle that power we have inside of ourselves. So today we're going to show you, or I'm going to tell you how to unlock it and throw away that key. And once that door is open, you're going to drop off all those masks you wear. We wear masks in our personal life. We wear masks in our professional lives. We wear masks to be able to be the person that we believe that everybody wants us to be over being our authentic self. And that's a hard place to be because we tend to not know who we are because we've been wearing these masks. So your confidence it's your self-belief. It motivates us to pursue goals, actions, decisions, and it starts shaping your life once you start becoming confident. It also encourages you to take it on a challenge like me. I'm taking on this challenge. As I said, I'm a free-for-all talker. I have a LinkedIn Live show that I do weekly, and it just is a bunch of people just talking. That's how I roll. But in the professional world, there are times that you have to do a presentation, meaning I forgot to do the slides too. Got to juggle here. I apologize. Anyway, we are our worst critics. We have that voice in our head that tells us that we're not good enough. When you're looking for a job and you get a rejection, I didn't do well. That's not true because you don't know. And what you don't know, we make up in our head. So we just sit there comfortably in our head. So I have had that person or that thing in my head, and I call him Fred. Now, when we start seeing and feeling that confidence is rising inside of us, those are one of those great benefits that you can tell them to just hush or say other words. But mine is called Fred, and I always tell him to go back to his neighborhood. Now, if you know Mr. Rogers, and if you don't, go Google it, showing my age, but he's always welcoming people into his neighborhood and he's friendly. However, he's my worst critic. He wants me to stay in the neighborhood so he can tell me that I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I want you just here to watch the train go around and around. So Fred is in my head, but doesn't mean that I need to stay with Fred. I know how to tell him to hush. So what's interesting is once you start naming that critic in your head, you now have that connection to just say, go away. And when you keep on saying go away, your confidence is going to be coming more on fire. As I said, I work with job seekers daily. This is what I do for a living, the confidence coaching and helping job seekers. We're in a landscape I've never seen in over 40 years. And it has destroyed a lot of people's mental health because you do the resumes, you're looking at these jobs, you're praying and spraying, you're going through all this, you're getting rejections, and you keep on spiraling down. You have to remind yourself that we're not in the arena anymore that you go and work for a job for 30 years, they're loyal, you're like family, and it's all fine. It's not. You can work for a company and they will not think about you in that boardroom saying, oh, well, Christy, well, we don't want to hurt Christy and lay her off. They don't care. They're a business. So to have that mindset that you're a business, you have a tool chest full of experiences, ideas, how you look outside the box of seeing things that, is creative. And it's just those different perspectives. And so now looking as a job seeker, it's a B2B transaction. You're a business, they're a business. They need somebody to take care, to be the solution for the job that they're hiring from. And that goes into now you're having more control of your interviewing, how you interview, who you want to even work for. Because after COVID, the mental health, culture, all these things, the dynamics have changed. It's not like old school where you just hand somebody a resume and boom, you get hired. So when you start getting that confidence, and it's baby steps, you're taking the mask off. You're constantly seeing, hey, wait a minute, I like who this person is. I don't want to be that person I used to be because I wasn't happy. And your mental health is the most important thing. So once you're confident, your mental health will be more successful. You will understand triggers that you could see yourself spiraling down. And that's when you go and say to Fred, go back to your neighborhood. I'm going to come back down to my gut and my heart and be confident in what I know and the experiences in the toolbox that I keep on filling up. Failure, we're always afraid to fail. But understand, because now you've got this mindset that you're a business, you have an entrepreneurial mindset. You have that thought process of, I can be successful. I'm just not a W-2 form. I'm just not getting paid. I'm just not an employee, but I'm a successful business. But that comes with, but what if I fail? What if I don't do well? Thomas Edison said that he did not fail, but rather found many ways that did not work before he successfully made the electric light bulb. Anybody that's successful in business stumbled, pivoted, changed lanes to figure out what was the best course. But they believed in themselves. And that's where your potential is believing in yourself, getting rid of those masks, because those masks were for everybody else and you never knew who you were. You're turning failures into learning opportunities and reducing the fear of the setback. When you're willing to learn and try and make mistakes along the way, these are learning moments. It's like a child when they're learning how to walk. I always say they look like, a drunken sailor. They're walking and falling and everything, and you just keep on learning and learning and learning, and now you can walk. When you embrace your mindset, your ideas will start being heard. People will start trusting what you have to say because you're saying it confidently. And people want to learn more about you. They want to be around you. They want that energy because you're not so heavy with all these masks that you're putting on. And sometimes you don't remember who saw what masks, and it gets confusing. And then you start spiraling down in depression. And then you're sitting, hanging out with Fred in your head. And you don't get those affirmations from the critic in your head. So you're going to be your own cheerleader, not that voice in your head. I know, many of my clients, they can text me and I can just say, get out of your head. I can feel it because I've been there. I was there most of my life. So having a positive self-image and self-worth, that comes with the confidence, and that's what starts making your life fulfilling. So, you're probably saying, well, that's, sounds great and everything, but, how do I get there? I understand it's baby steps, but seriously, how do I just jump off that cliff and start it, skydive? Now, I skydived for the first time at 60, and I'm afraid of heights. Fear is just the false evidence appearing real. You don't know what you're fearful of. You just think that you're fearful of going forward. Understanding that confidence is not cocky. It's not being cocky. Confidence is what's inside you, knowing who you are and liking yourself, and eventually really loving yourself, which is fly. First, love yourself. You fly, you skydive. And then once you're there, the critic is going to start being more quiet. And you don't even remember what masks you wore for anybody else because you are your authentic self. You are your truth. But always congratulate yourself on these small achievements, the baby steps. Ask constructive feedback from people. But understand that when you ask them something, you're asking for them to be honest and truthful to you. And you need to make sure that you are actively listening and not taking it where you feel it's a personal attack to yourself. They see that you've shedded those masks, and they see that you're trying to really grow. And so you're trusting them with asking them, being vulnerable. And vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. I tell people all the time, Post-it notes on your mirror, men and women, positive affirmations. Talk to yourself. We're not crazy. Come on, we have a critic in our head named Fred. But have those affirmations. I'm worthy. I make fabulous PowerPoints. I'm a great data manager. Just continue to tell yourself stuff, because the more you tell it, the more you believe it, and the more you already know it. So my personal story is that all my life I wore masks, and I lived all around the United States. And it got to the point that I couldn't remember who saw what masks because I had so many. And then when I started, I had a business coach and I had a spiritual confidence coach. And they both told me, when you are vulnerable and we're seeing those cracks of the true self, you're very authentic. Now, I had never really even heard that word. Now, last year it was the buzzword, but I was just like, okay, I don't know what you mean. The more they shared with me, the more that they gave me goals to reach, the more I started seeing those masks fall off and seeing what they said. So I've had 3 businesses, and they all start with authentic, because that's who I am. People who know me, I'm about as authentic as you can get. What you see is who I am, because I don't have any masks. And so now, the last 20 years, I haven't worn any masks. And the stress is low. I mean, we all still have stress. I don't have the depression. I know what my triggers are. And I can speak my truth and not worry about, oh, are they judging me? Because I like myself. And because I like myself, I'm confident, I'm successful, I'm a business. And with that, I can do anything. So, you start getting more respect. And as I said, people want to be around you because they want the energy that you have. So I'd love for all of you just to take a moment, and we're going to do a self-assessment. We're going to untap some of your areas in your life. And don't go hanging out with Fred. Don't sit in your head. The first thing that comes to your mind, these could be the skills, talents, interests, opportunities that, if pursued, could add value to your life, enhance your personal growth, or lead to new paths to your career, hobbies, or even relationships. Because when you're confident and you're in a relationship, it's healthier. Identifying these untapped areas involves a process of self-reflection, which is sometimes hard, and the assessment, where you consider what you're passionate about, what you're good at, what possibilities exist around you that you could still explore. So ask these questions. What am I passionate about that I have not explored? What skills do I have that I'm not using to my full potential? And what have I always wanted to learn or do, but I have not started yet? So if you'd like to share yours, I'm here to read over here. But, once you start seeing, and then if you have any questions about this, once you start seeing these little things, you're putting up goals. You're seeing it in writing. Reflecting on these questions can help you pinpoint areas where you have potential waiting to be unleashed. Because remember, you unlocked that potential. Now everything's churning up, and it's been wanting to come out and play. Not with Fred in your head, but it wants to play with you outside of life. So you're exploring the possibilities and allowing yourself to grow in different aspects of your life, and personal and professional. Because when your personal and professional life meld together, you don't have to have that mask as a professional person and the personal person. You're the same person. Yes, there's going to be times it's going to be a little bit more tactful professionally, but you're still that true person that's being authentic to yourself. We're all multidimensional. We're complex beings. We all know this. That's our personality, our emotions, our experience. And this is where we think, we feel, we interact with others, as well as how we're influenced by our surroundings and how we change over time. Now, understanding this complexity can help us be more confident and better understand ourselves and others. Because once we find our own confidence and we're rocking it, we can share the journey we've gone on to, and help others unlock their potential with empathy, because we don't judge. We know judgment. We don't judge. We're here to help other people to get where we're at, because we're just happy. Sorry, I'm looking at the messages.
Yeah, we got some brave people sharing some great interests and things that they're interested in and their untapped areas.
Good.
Brandon hasn't
I love
practiced
this.
music as often as he would like to. Joe wants to be an author.
Then do it. Do it seriously.
Keely loves entertaining.
My business coach told me before he passed away, he's like, Christy, you got to write a book. I'm big about posting on LinkedIn and social media. I'm like, I don't know. I left college with a 0.01 after 2.5 years of school. However, I have a school of hard knocks and have been successful, but I started writing a book. And once you start, now I haven't finished it, but once you start writing it, you feel your passion. So I don't know. I think you might have just reminded me, maybe I need to start that book again. Oh, see, he's got Alan. He doesn't have Fred. He's got Alan. But see, Joe, you understand what I'm saying. If we name it, we can just tell it to hush instead of, spinning and just like, I got to get this person out of my head. So your personal branding, especially when it comes to job seeking, starting a business. So I left corporate. I've been in corporate for 40 plus years. I started when I was 5, and I learned the hard way about the personal branding because I had so many masks. I didn't know what my brand was. So you want to ask yourself questions. You want to Google yourself, generate publicity. When we're job seeking, You want to make sure that your brand is consistent because employees are going to look and big on LinkedIn. I'm a huge, huge LinkedIn person. Your headline on your LinkedIn needs to let people know what you do. I read LinkedIn profiles daily, and there's times where I'm just like, what is it that you do? You can still be creative. However, you want to still show what you do because your LinkedIn is your business page. It's not the person you work for. They don't have your name on their business page, but that is your marketing page. So, side note, connect with me on LinkedIn. Then you're going to see my business page and you'll see how I can help you for free for 30 minutes. So your personal brand is shows for what you stand for, what you offer, and why you're the go-to person in your field. I'm the go-to person because I'm a heartfelt confidence coach. I don't consider myself a life coach because I'm still living my life. I'm not a business coach because every business is different. And I'm not a career coach because you're going to find out what your career is going to be good for you. But I'm that confidence coach that's going to bring that confidence out of you. And then we will, as the goals and everything, figure out what you want to do in business, write a book, where your career is and showing your transferable skills. So maintaining and updating your online, you don't want to misrepresent yourself because the employee might believe back to, well, they do one Facebook, Instagram, all these, none of them are consistent. You want to be consistent. Just like if you work for a company, you want them to be consistent. So as a business, you want to be consistent. Updating those platforms are very time consuming, but just stay consistent. And then you don't have to change it all the time. Yes, we're ebb and flow in life. So we're going to change bits and pieces of where we're going, what we want to do. But that's hitting all those social media spaces. Now we're getting to the power because power is cool. Once you have it, once you have your power and you are not giving it to other people. I once had a coach that told me that I used to be there for everybody and the masks were on and everybody had a problem and I was always there. Yet I wasn't happy, even though I was helping everybody. It's because I had a teacup and I gave him my tea, constantly gave him the cup. And even on the saucer, there was nothing there left for me. So it drained me. You don't want to get drained when people are sucking your power out. And that's what we do. We've got Fred in our head. We've got, everybody around us saying, you're not good enough. You're not worthy. You can't do this. But once you have that power back, you know that it's all false because you know what your truth is. So that's your self-awareness, understanding your strengths and weaknesses, testing the talents and the areas of improvements. Take personality tests. I mean, those are actually really cool because you'll be like, wow, that's pretty on spot. Or, oh, I can see myself in that place. The feedback of friends and family, but understand if you ask your family, they might just give you the answer that they think you want to hear. So that's not really giving you honest feedback. So that's why I love coaches. I'm a coach, but I have coaches because they're going to be there, but being unemotional and help you with the goals that you want. They want to see you succeed. However, they're not emotionally attached to you. Understanding your values and your passion. That goes back to the assessments. Just figuring out what your why, finding out what your why is, which is connecting those values and passions to making it a bigger purpose and goal. And cultivating that positive mindset. Shut Fred up. Just shut it up. Those negative thoughts to positive affirmations. Just continue to believe in yourself and shut Fred up. And embrace challenges. I embrace this. View every opportunity as a challenge for you to grow and learn. Learning, again, I didn't do well in school, but I love to learn. I am a lifelong learner. I can always learn from somebody that's smarter than me, wiser than me, and cooler than me. And that will help my mindset build resilience and my confidence. And always stay curious, be open. We never know all the answers. So ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Always remember that. If somebody says, do you have any questions, especially in interviewing, do you have any questions? Have those questions. You are interviewing the business as much as the business is interviewing you. So networking and relationships, those are huge. Going back to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a networking platform. Now, I've been on it since 2008, and it's changed over years and it continuously changes. However, with LinkedIn, you have, let's say you're open to work, throw that green banner on because LinkedIn put it on there for a reason, and your connections don't know that you're open to work. You never know who somebody knows that needs to know you. Connect with somebody, talk to them, comment to other pages. If you see somebody who writes good content and you like it, go to their page, connect with them. If they're a recruiter, go connect with those people as well, because they might not recruit for the position that you're looking for. However, they might know somebody, and it's all about networking. Before COVID, we used to have, pass out our business cards. Then we'd get home after a few cocktails and go, I don't know who these people are. Put everything in a drawer. LinkedIn is your social media business card. And that's why you've got your profile as your business page. You want to show people who you are. So your about is about your personality, not your professional summary from your resume. I want to know who you are. When I was an executive assistant, I was known as the multitasking ninja who carried a sword that could cut through projects. So for years, and to this day, people all still know me as the multitasking ninja, because that was part of my brand. But learn from your failures. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback, they're stepping stones to success. So Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. However, he used that failure and the motivation for his hard work. And we all know what happened to Michael Jordan. He ended up being the greatest basketball player around. So, he believed in himself. And when somebody says you can't do it, you don't have to have the mindset of me, like I do, going, watch me, but just turn around and say, yeah, I'm going to try it. And then you're going to be surprised that you can do it. Because though people want you to succeed, the problem is everybody wears masks. So once you bring those masks down, it's going to make some people uncomfortable because they aren't used to this side of you. Another quote from my business coach, just don't cater to the haters. Thank them. Because when those people are judging you still and trying to push you back down to where you were, they're letting you know that you're being successful because you don't have that mask on and you're going forward with your life. So once you start tapping into your inner power and building that confidence, you'll start seeing huge changes in your career, your life. Just walking down the street, you'll look at life differently because you don't have all those masks on and you're not so heavy. And that heaviness goes down to depression and your mental health becomes better. And you're constantly, you're still telling Fred to hush. When Fred starts talking, that little girl in you, the little boy in you, and you're not that person anymore. You have that toolbox of so much of experiences. Our journey is always going. We're ebb and flow. We're going to have the good and the bad. However, we go through it. And when we go through it, we become stronger people and we look back quickly. We don't look back for a long time and we go, wow, I am such a better person now that I went through those experiences. So your body language is a big factor, especially when you go to an interview. So when you walk in for an interview and you are sitting in the reception area, talk to that receptionist because executives always ask the receptionist, what did they think of the person? Don't slouch. Don't chew gum. When you're talking to somebody, sit up straight, be comfortable, but talk to them. Maintain that eye contact. And, I use my hand signals. I just use my hands. You want to show your passion, your confidence when you're speaking. and be patient with yourself, but stay committed. Remember, you have the power of you, and take off those masks. Be confident in your body language and how you present yourself, because that's going to start bringing more of that leadership in you and you're as a business owner. And people are going to start showing you the respect that you totally deserve. So job searching, yeah, don't pray and spray, please. I beg of you. This landscape is just a cluster right now. And so you need to be strategic. As I said, connect with me, 30 minutes. It's a free talk. I can give you tools because LinkedIn changes, companies are acting differently, and it's just not like how it used to be. So the strategy of your job search is how you have your resume. Do not do a resume for every freaking job. You don't have to change it. You're building your resume. You're building your marketing page that goes with your LinkedIn. You want the stress, again, shut Fred up. That is going to be really your stress, because when you get those rejection letters, when you get where I'm going to give you a call on Thursday, however, you don't hear from them maybe 2 weeks later, understand we don't know what's going on with their life. We don't understand what's going on with the budget. We don't understand what's going on with the company. We've seen this all this last year. Be confident in what you bring to their table for the solution that they are looking for. And when, if you get an interview, make sure that you know what they want. By research, go over to the person's page that you're interviewing with, find things out about them, find everything. Be a Sherlock Holmes. Start, doing investigations. But imposter syndrome comes up. And imposter syndrome happens when people start a new job after looking for a while. And also a lot of people, have PTSD as well, that when they've been laid off, they were so loyal to this company, they've been laid off. I'm now having to deal with my stress. I'm now an imposter syndrome. I see these jobs and I don't know if I can do it. However, my resume tells me I can do it. I know in my heart I can do it, but Fred is telling me I can't. You need to understand that when somebody calls you in for an interview, they are seeing you could be a solution for what they need. You're not an imposter. When you get hired, they hired you for a reason, because of the interview, because of your resume and all the information you shared with them. It will take you about 3 months to get rolling in a new job. And the older that we get, the harder it gets at times because we get comfortable. But it will take you 3 months. And I don't know if anyone can say up any job that they've ever started that they can remember the first 3 months of that job. I can't, because it's a whirlwind. Learning, figuring out everything like that, and just going, drinking from the fire hose. But we all are great drinkers from the fire hose. It goes back to believing in yourself and acknowledging the feelings and recognizing and admitting that you're experiencing the imposter syndrome, that you're experiencing stress, and understand that you're not alone. Because when we feel that we're the only person that's doing it, it's a dark place, but you're not alone. So that's where your network's going to come. That's where you have all those people on LinkedIn. And you're going to see people now are sharing their stories. They're being vulnerable and sharing their stories. So to wrap this up, you want to always celebrate the successes, but understand confidence is the cornerstone to your personal and professional success. You've now unlocked that potential. You now understand it's there. Let it out. Let it out and play with it. Stay away from Fred's neighborhood, but play with your confidence. Enjoy it, grow it, feed it, fuel it, put fuel in it so it keeps on feeding. But developing it requires the mindfulness, your positive affirmations, and a commitment to personal and professional growth is dropping off all those masks. You got to drop those masks off. And It is a scary thing to do. But once you do it, you don't have to worry about who you were to that person, whatever. We're on, our journey is like a slingshot. I had another coach, he gave me that analogy. Imagine the slingshot. We pull it back, it goes. We pull it back again, it goes further. It's uncomfortable at times, so get comfortable of being uncomfortable. But keep on pulling it back and keep on lunging, because you're going to keep on going further and further and further. Because bottom line, this is your journey. You have control of it. You have so much potential that you might not even realize it until you unlock it. And that's empowerment. So shut off those masks, embrace your authentic self, and remember, you're on a journey, not a destination. And that journey is life. So I appreciate that I was able to share my own journey and introduce Fred to everybody, because he doesn't come out and play that often. And does anybody have any questions?
To learn more about our training programs, classes, and what sets us apart, please visit our website at www.computercoach.com.